Hey, what's up, everybody? So I wasn't going to make a video today. I'm very tired, as you can tell from my face. But I just checked my petition for changing DUI laws in the state of Washington, and we are up to 8 supporters. One of those includes myself, but 7 people have signed their support for the petition, which I'm super stoked about. So I wanted to make this video talking about my experience with a DUI, not so much what happened with the DUI, like when it happened, but the effect that it's had on my life, especially like my ability to be a productive member of society. That might sound a little melodramatic, but hopefully by the end of this video you kind of understand why I say that. And this kind of paints more of a picture as to why I'm trying to change the DUI laws in the state of Washington, because I want to start small, and then if we are able to be successful, then maybe advocate for that sort of change on a nationwide level. But for right now, I think it's good to focus on just the state. I'm gonna link the petition again to this video and put it in a comment. So if you see this video and or check out the petition and you read through it and like it, please sign your support. As if we can get as many supporters as possible, that's gonna help as much as possible for when I reach out to lawmakers and try to advocate for changing the DUI law. Please share it with friends or family if you think they might be interested in signing their support. And then if you like this video, please hit the like button. That helps tremendously grow this channel. And if you're not already, please consider subscribing. That helps tremendously. And we are almost at 500 subscribers on YouTube, which is super cool. It's amazing. It's like already halfway to 1,000. That's so cool. And we are getting pretty close to 200 on TikTok as well, which is super cool too, because we were just at 100 a week and a half or 2 weeks ago. So that's super awesome. I'm very thankful for everyone, all the viewers and supportive people, leaving comments and watching these videos. So with that all being said, I received my DUI at the very end of June 2020. Even though I ended up, when the police were called and arrested me, when they breathalyzed me, I was at 0.04. They breathalyzed me twice. It was 0.04 both times, which, under the legal limit, but it is the cop's discretion to still charge somebody with a DUI. And to be fair, I should not have been driving at all. Being under the influence of any amount of alcohol. I had been drinking. I had 3 beers, and then I went to the store to go buy nitrous oxide, which was totally stupid, given that just a few months ago, prior to that, I had the onset of nerve damage and not being able to walk. And so by the end of June, I was able to finally start walking a bit. I could walk to my car, drive, and walk into the store. So that's why I went and got nitrous, but I had drank a little bit beforehand. So they arrested me, charged me with DUI, and then I had my court a month afterwards. I think it was in maybe it was August, maybe it was 2 months or a month and a half. Either way, it doesn't matter. Got a public defender. I was dealing with the charges I also received on Christmas that I've talked about, which were reckless driving, resistant arrest, and malicious mischief 3. So this DUI kind of got lumped in with that because I was so poor from blowing all my money on nitrous. I had a public defender, and the court things just kept getting pushed further and further back. I wasn't convicted of DUI until February of 2021. And then that's where I had my license suspended for like 60 days or so. And then, I had to have a blow and go and the SR22 insurance. The blow and go, the interlock device for 1 year, the SR22 for 3 years. But by that time, I had already lost my car. My car was repossessed because I, again, was out of money. I couldn't afford my car loan anymore, which sucks because I was like so close. I only had like a few thousand to pay. But that got repossessed. And even if it didn't, I definitely was not going to be able to afford the fees for having the interlock installed, the monthly fees for having it like just in your car, the added expense of the SR22 insurance. So there's no way in hell I was going to be able to pay for all of that anyways. So fast forward to now, 2025. So it's been 4 years. Actually, I'll be coming close to 5 years this upcoming February. So, but what's frustrating is because I hadn't completed those requirements, I still need to. It doesn't matter how much time has elapsed. And I think most states are like this. It doesn't matter how much time has elapsed since I did not fulfill those requirements. I still need to have a year of interlock device, 3 years of SR22 insurance, and it's extremely frustrating. I understand, like, if someone wants to drive right after getting a DUI, sure, makes total sense. Like, interlock to make sure they're not driving drunk again, and then, like, because they're still at higher risk, more costly insurance to cover that higher risk. But it's like someone in my position, it's like I've been living and sober for 3 years. Wow, it's going to be 3 years and 5 months, 8 days from now. Which, I mean, I know it's not like a super long time, but it's, I'd say it's at least a decent amount of sobriety time, clean time. And it's like I have evidence of me being sober this whole time, because it's like, I've been living in sober living the whole time. I've been on probation for a while and like did UAs. We do random UAs here at the house sometimes. So I have like documented, or I've like demonstrated sobriety, because if I wasn't sober, I would be kicked out. So my hope, and this isn't set in stone. I'm open to suggestions or constructive criticism. So if you have any suggestions, after seeing this video or checking out the petition, please let me know. But how I have the petition currently is, if somebody if it's been 5 years since a DUI conviction, maybe even, I put 5 because I feel like that's a reasonable amount of time, but like thinking about it, maybe like even 3 years, 3 to 4 years, that's still a good amount of time. But either way, like a time limit, or like expiration date, but with caveats. So not just some amount of time after a DUI conviction, but with documented, like being able to submit proof or evidence of successfully completing treatment. And what that might look like, it might be different for people. For me, it's been inpatient, intensive outpatient, and then outpatient for quite a long time. Successfully completed that. I also have living in an accredited or like state recognized sober live-in house for at least a year. And I'm not sure about that one. I also included that one because I want to be like really reasonable. Like, I don't want to just be like, oh, if it's been like 2 years after a DUI conviction and like that's it, like, you shouldn't need to do those requirements. That's a little silly because it's like, just trust me, bro. I've been sober for like 2 years. So that's why in my thought process is, it's like, hey, yes, I can show I've been to treatment. I can show I've been in sober living for a certain amount of time. So it's like, I've been obviously sober. So it's like, since it's been, a certain amount of time since my DUI conviction, I've made significant positive changes to my life. I've quit drinking. I've quit doing drugs. I'm engaged in my recovery. Taking less risks. So in that circumstance, I just think it's a little, it's frustrating, and it's honestly ridiculous to still require an interlock device. And even the 3 years of SR22, my hope is that for those requirements I listed, provided you meet all those requirements, then you shouldn't have to have the interlock device and shouldn't have to have the SR22. But like bare minimum, maybe like only 1 year of SR22 or something like that. But it just doesn't make sense to have an interlock device. It's like, and so here's my thing too, is for people like myself in my situation, and I'm sure there's not a whole bunch of people, I'm sure this is more of a niche thing, but people in my situation, it's like, I'm getting to the point where it's like, I would like to work a full-time job, but because I don't have a vehicle, but getting a vehicle wouldn't be that expensive, but add in on top, like with the interlock installed, I think that's like 100 plus, and then like per month, it's like 100 plus, and then SR22, who knows, that's probably at least $75 to like $150 extra a month. So it's like, yeah, maybe I might be able to afford a car, but though all that extra cost on top of it per month, it's a barrier. For me, it's a financial barrier to be able to get my license back and be able to drive. And because of that, it really limits my opportunities for what I can do for employment, because fortunately I live in a city where there is public transit. There is buses that run. They're not very reliable, and they don't run super often, and they don't run super early or super late, and they only go certain places. So it's like, I am able to get around, but it makes it much more difficult than if I were to have my driver license back and have a car, so that way there wouldn't be any limit on like when I can start work, when I need to stop working, where I can go, how quickly and reliably I can go there. Sometimes the buses don't show up, and then then I would be late. So it's like, it's creating a pretty substantial financial barrier for me being able to, and it's like, I don't even have the money. Like, even if like I was like, okay, I'm cool with like, or like, fine, whatever, I'll pay the fees. I don't even have the money to do that. So it's like, I'd have to try to find a job that I could like get to, but that's gonna like really narrow down my selection. I don't know. I hopefully that doesn't sound like complaining or like whining. Hopefully you understand where I'm coming from. And then furthermore, my thought process is, I think that this is a good opportunity to incentivize and reward sobriety, versus like a financial punishment. In my opinion, I feel like positive reinforcement and rewards works a lot better for promoting positive behavior changes than punishment, or, you know, just some sort of negative consequence. So, you know, I don't know. I don't have the science to back it up, of course, but, you know, I truly wonder, if, you know, if there was an alternative pathway to get your driver's license back, provided you, you know, do treatment, live in sober living. It's been however many years since your DUI conviction and you've made positive changes in your life. It's like, okay, cool, I can do that and then get my driver's license back. I don't have to. So some people might be incentivized to do that. Like, okay, hey, like, you know, I can figure something out for a few years to not drive. You know, if I don't have much money, or, you know, I just don't want to pay for that stuff. You know, I don't know. I think it's just good to have another pathway, you know, another option. So, yeah, that's kind of my thought process. And, yeah, hopefully that makes sense. Please let me know. Like, I would really, really, really love to hear your comments about what I talked about, my situation, how, you know, the interlock in SR22 is like a financial barrier for me to increase my opportunities. You know, if you think like, yes, you know, this might be a good way to incentivize sobriety, instead of like just punishing somebody. Yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you think, or if you think it's a terrible idea, and it's like not gonna work. I mean, please let me know too. Maybe say it nicely, you know, or like put it in a constructive way if you can. Just please don't be like complete dickish to me or completely rude, but, you know, like, I would love to hear everyone's opinions, and really get your thoughts and feelings on it. So yeah, you know, leave a comment, and yeah, please check out the petition. And if it sounds like something that you think might be a good idea, please sign your support, you know, sign up as a supporter. The more people I can get in support of this, the more of a back end I have when I go to the lawmakers and I suggest this change in the law. My plan is to also reach out to, I need to like do some research and like look, but like certain, like maybe Oxford housing, you know, see like, because part of my alternative is, you know, sober living requirements. So maybe reaching out to them and reaching out to, like, I don't know, I'm gonna have to look, but, you know, maybe if I can get like organizations on board too, in addition to having people support the petition. Yeah, I just want to, I mean, it'll give me a good feel too, because if I don't get a lot of supporters, then it's like, okay, maybe I need to go back to the drawing board. I don't plan on giving up, like, at all. I am going to continue working towards this and fighting for some sort of reform in the law, because I think it's just a little archaic. I just think it's, you know, things could be a little bit better. So I'm never going to stop fighting, but I might have to go back to the drawing board. And so that's where, you know, you guys can help me with that. So, yeah, thank you for watching. And thanks for, again, like, I'm super stoked, dude. I can't wait to hit 500, like, for us to hit 500 subscribers on YouTube and 200 subscribers on TikTok. That's so awesome. So thank you, everyone. I hope you have a good rest of your day, and I will talk to you guys next time.